My name is Haluk Demirkan. I'm a faculty member at Milgar School of Business. Actually, you will. It's great that Matt presented before me because I have some of the similar slides, so you will learn better, I guess. My quick background: I have been at University of Washington, Tacoma, 4 years. I was at Arizona State University before here, 11 years, and then before that, I was in industry. Actually, similar to Matt's background, worked mostly in the data decision support systems. Some of you probably remember that word. Basically, old version of big data, right? So my area of expertise is basically on the analytics, cognitive computing, and digital talents. And I wanted to start with this slide. Basically, how can organizations use smart missions to co-create business value? Very similar to what Matt mentioned a couple of minutes ago. And then throughout my presentation, you will hear what those numbers mean. So I wanted to I have a quick question. So what do you think these companies or products have in common? Very quick, maybe before killing too much time. The left top corner is a robot. It's basically working in a shoe store at the back room. Amazon Go, there's a John Deere is doing something. Right top corner, oops, it went too fast, but no big deal. So they all are actually providing some type of service, and they all have technologies. It's a service provider technologies. So what I mean with this is they all have some smart computing functionalities, right? What's cognitive computing? So on the left side of my slide basically talks about artificial intelligence, smart machines. Right side is also about the intelligence augmentation, how people can think and work with computers, right? From that, why we are hearing so much about these smart computers these days? Because of this, the data is growing exponentially. Computers are getting much more smarter, brain power. We already have them at home or in our mobile phones, and things are getting busier and busier for people, right? So why we should care? Because they can do a lot of things much better actually than the human, right? They can sense, comprehend, learn, act, infer, interact. So these smart machines. And we already have them. I mean, if you have an iPhone, you have a Siri. If you have an Android, you have the Google Now. We have Alexa at home. So we are already using these smart computers at home, right? As an example, these intelligent personal assistants. Or they can be utilized for, make human much more capable of doing things. Or they are using for the prosthetic arm and hand and sense of touch. Basically, they can learn and understand and do things much faster. So what's happening? So these computing systems are transforming the world. And basically, robots handle the simple jobs or across hundreds of industries, right? Looks like. All right, so this is about the similar slide that Matt had, Fourth Industrial Revolution. So things are changing. Cyber-physical systems are in our lives these days, right? And then in this, somehow, okay. So, but the challenge is this. If these computers are growing exponentially, what will be the impact? The impact is basically, in the United States only, some of the prediction says 38% of the American jobs are at risk. And then by 2020, there will be about 1.2 million jobs will disappear because of these smart machines. And if you look at this graph, you will see in 5 years how much jobs will be taken by the computers. There's some risk about that. And then on the other side, there's also an issue about our learning curve. So when the digital technology is changing rapidly, but organizations and skills are not keeping the pace. So we are kind of falling behind the technology. So my basic area is we all know that these computers are getting smarter. They can do things much better than us for certain things. But how can we basically look at how can we co-create value with these computers rather than just replacing the world? That's the one part of my research agenda. So basically, how can organizations can address some of their strategic challenges with these, and then so they can work on the augmentation rather than the automation of the human tasks. That's the one part of my research agenda. And then other part, I'm also looking for how about the skill set? So how can we reskill the people, right? So also, because if the technologies keep moving so fast, we also need to change or some of the education system to reskill the people. So for that angle, I'm working on a research topic called basically how can humans and smart machines can collaborate so we can have better outcome. And then for that perspective, I'm working on an education model called like a digital talent. It's a T-shaped skill set. So that might be about analytical thinkers and adaptive innovators, basically, who will embrace the continuous learning, who can adapt and learn the technology much faster than used to. So basically, who can collaborate better with these smart computers. So this is my last slide. So basically, the left one, bicycle, is about this one runs on fat and saves money, and the right one is about this one runs on money and makes you fat. And that's it. Thank you very much.